It was something out of the days of Elvis and the Beatles. Scores of teenage girls fading at the sight of their favorite band, but then things started to escalate, and eventually it got out of hand. It all happened at a free concert at a mall in Minnesota. Diane McInerney reports.
It's the worst case of girls gone wild. 2,500 girls between the ages of 10 and 17 got worked up into a frenzy, crushing one another and screaming at the top of their lungs. It all happened after the new boy band B5, who was discovered by Sean Diddy Combs, finished their first song during a free concert Saturday at a Minneapolis mall. One girl broke through security, and then a riot ensued. Girls started fighting one another as the crowd rushed the stage. This young girl barely got out from under the mayhem. The clothes were literally ripped off the young singers. This crazed fan actually threw herself at one of the band members. We caught up with the 5 brothers of B5. They still seemed a little shaken by the melee.
It was crazy, like they're like kissing me to death. I'm almost passed out, like I couldn't breathe because there's so many like closed in on me.
There were signs before the show that trouble was brewing. You can see security was already having trouble containing the crowd. Police from 23 surrounding areas responded to the scene, and the entire mall was eventually evacuated. Although several girls were handcuffed, no arrests were made. As for the members of this up-and-coming boy band, it was their first brush with the crazy side of fame, and an experience they'll never forget.
It was fun, but it was scary.
Fortunately, only 5 people suffered minor injuries in the incident. The members of the band all attend a small private school in Atlanta. They say when they're on the road, a tutor from school travels with them.
You're watching the news on KARE 11.
Good afternoon. A riot at Brookdale Center today forced police to shut the mall down.
The chaos started around 2 this afternoon at, of all things, a Radio Disney concert. KARE 11's Joe Fryer is live at Brookdale with more. Joe?
Well, the mall was closed for a few hours this afternoon. We're told it is going to reopen tonight. Brookdale officials say that somewhere between 2,000 to 2,500 people were here for a concert this afternoon when suddenly things got out of control. This is home video taken of what happened. Witnesses say a popular music group called B5 was performing at Brookdale for an event called Jingle Jam. Suddenly, many people, mostly teenagers, rushed the stage. Witnesses say there was a lot of pushing and shoving. Brooklyn Center police have not yet said whether anyone was arrested. Brookdale just told us that some people were injured and taken to the hospital, but those injuries are considered minor. Police were called in from many surrounding communities to help. Over the loudspeaker, you could hear someone telling the group, if you do not exit, legal action will be forcibly taken. Police are here, and everyone needs to go.
Before you know, mayhem was, the stage was coming down. They were trying to get them. They couldn't even get the group off the stage. Yeah, I mean, it was awful. It was a very bad scenario.
Witnesses say that police did need to use pepper spray in some situations today. Again, we have still not received any information from the Brooklyn Center Police Department. Brookdale is holding a news conference right now as we speak. The mall says that security was not an issue, that there was enough space, but that it just became unruly today. Again, Brookdale believes there were some injuries, but believes those injuries were minor, and the mall should be reopening tonight. We'll have more on what the mall has to say tonight at 6. Rick and Amy.
That's really something to see. Thank you.
Day of fun at the mall takes a scary turn when a teen concert gets out of control. Here's a look at the scene inside the Brookdale Center as police broke up a crowd during the performance from a boy band called B5. Scott Soroka live at Brooklyn Center with the story. Scott?
Now, John, it was a free concert that hundreds of teenage girls had looked forward to for weeks, and it was over in a song and a half after a mad rush to the stage, followed by moments of chaos.
I was scared out of my mind.
Everyone got outrageous,
Screaming, crying.
Moments of panic. Teenage girls charge a stage to get closer to the band B5.
One song and probably 3 more words in the next song. And they attacked them, literally attacked them.
It was just insane. People were getting hurt, punched, thrown around.
This is one of the performers, stripped of his shirt, his watch pulled off his wrist.
He got scratches, everything. They got hurt bad. I feel sorry for them.
The artists were certainly shaken up.
The mall was evacuated.
We probably had the situation stabilized within 15 minutes.
Outside, dozens of squad cars. The crowd gathered. The aftermath. almost equally chaotic as the concert.
It's a few people in the ambulance that just went off on stretchers.
Police had to push people back, get them away from the mall.
The police are threatening to spray me with mace while I was trying to get away, but I couldn't because people were pushing me towards them.
Police say there were no arrests. 4 were taken to the hospital, but no serious injuries.
We did not use any chemical agents. We did not use any tasers.
It was just hard to know that these girls would get so excited.
There were 2,500 fans in this space. They broke barriers, pushed 20 or so security guards out of the way, and jumped the stage. The free concert was over in 5 minutes.
It just started getting crazy.
The whole stage came down. It was ridiculous.
It's kind of scary. You know, it makes you think twice about bringing your kids to something like this because you don't know really how people are going to act.
Now, this concert was put on by Disney AM and the mall. The shopping center was reopened a few hours after the evacuation. Live in Brooklyn Center, Scott Soroka, 5 Eyewitness News.
Now, here are Robin Robinson and Jeff Passolt.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. 1 week after Fox 9 broke its exclusive investigation into underage drinking by Gopher hockey players, Coach Don Lucia breaks his silence.
We've got more on that explosive story in just a moment, but first, let's go right away to our other top story. Teenage crushes turn into chaos when fans rush the stage at a concert. Behind the mic, Disney boy band B5. The hysteria ended with several people getting hurt. Tonight, we have home video given to Fox 9 News when the stampede happened. Fox 9's Scott Wasserman's live at Brookdale Center Mall. Scott.
Well, Robin, this is a copy of that home video right here, and what you are about to see on this tape is a frenzy of young teenagers, many of them trying to get at their idols, trying to touch them literally, trying to feel them. But unfortunately, it got out of hand. The second B5 took the stage, the girls went wild. Within moments, security tried pushing the crowd back. But it couldn't hold. The girls rushed the stage, the band, and chaos began.
I was very scared.
Josie White was in the middle of it all. Motherly instincts took over for Chris.
It was just scary. I mean, I was literally grabbing her.
Chris's boyfriend shot the video. Just minutes after chaos broke out, band member Dustin Breeding broke free, emerging with shirt torn off. Seconds later, another teenager attacks Dustin. It didn't take long for officials to cancel the show.
Again, everyone, please leave the premises.
In the middle of the frenzy, young girls. This little one lifted to safety. Another on the ground in pain. And even 10 minutes after it all started, fights still breaking out. Police using the threat of weapons to get control, taking down several people with force. In all, 10 security guards from the mall and 11 from Radio Disney, the company putting on the show, were on hand for the concert.
I'm just really upset that they did not have, proper protection for them. I mean, this is supposed to be an event for them to have fun.
We pulled together the right amount of people for what we anticipated. It was just hard to know that these girls would get so excited and just really rush the stage the way they did.
In the end, Josie was trampled twice trying to get out of the mall.
Just like all right here.
Injuring her ankle. Here, you can see her being carried to safety.
They helped me, and I never want to be through that again.
Definitely a lucky young girl there. Her mom says that she feels like everyone was lucky that no one was trampled to death. She says she'll take Josie to the doctor tomorrow to check out that ankle. Also says that she is going to file action against Radio Disney and the mall for putting her daughter's safety at risk. We tried to contact the mall. Those comments you saw on the story there were from yesterday. Today, security said we'd have to talk to them tomorrow to get comments on this tape and a pending lawsuit. Live in Brooklyn Center, Scott Wasserman, Fox 9 News.
Brookdale Center Mall is reopened. The shopping center was closed for more than 3 hours yesterday after a Radio Disney concert got out of control. The pop group B5 was performing a free concert, but halfway through their second song, some concertgoers rushed the stage and started attacking band members. Police say they did not shoot a gun of any kind or use any chemicals to control the crowd. They say they walked people out in an orderly fashion, and they also did not have to arrest anyone. 5 people were also taken to the hospital for minor injuries.